Well, good afternoon and welcome. This weekend, the biggest five-star show on the globe has moved north to Finland, to Helsinki. The weekend of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup qualifier, which comes on Sunday. However, today it is about a speed class, and there are 43 competitors representing 19 nations to battle it out across this course built by Guillaume Georges, the Brazilian course designer, so well known throughout the rest of the world. "19 nations, as I say, represented here. There were 39 competitors coming forward for the Longines competition, the big World Cup on Sunday. All those 39 are actually competing in this speed class. Some of them on the horses will be jumping on Sunday, some not. To get us underway, the hero from last week in Oslo for Norway is Victoria Gulliksen. Looking down the list there, Bart Lips with Hurricane DD for the Netherlands. Owen McMahon there for Ireland. He was third in the World Cup last week. Johann Sebastian Gulliksen, one of the three members of the Gulliksen family. Young Hannes Ullmann with Narado for Germany. Jack Whittaker on Scalentha, the horse he won 2 classes with a week ago. And look here, Brian Bulsiger, Dubai Dubois Ponche in this speed class. He was victorious last week in the World Cup. Gerrit Nieberg, Geir Gulliksen, Francesco Turturelloli with Happiness, and we'll talk about him and his success at Oslo as well. Then Jens Fredriksson, one of the big dangers representing Sweden. Nora Penty, Emil Hallenbach with Chalisco, the horse he rides on Sunday, as is Thomas Ryan. He rides Springfield. Aiken Sato for Japan. Anna Nordstrom for Finland, one of the 6 competitors for Sweden. Robert Whittaker with Ivert, and Paul Richard Argus, one of the 2 riders for Estonia. And last in will be former world #1 and a man that needs no introduction to this level of the sport, Kevin Stout for France on Havenbalia Grand Bustier ZD. And the grand jury and some of the riders pondering the next few moments as we wait to get this international 1m45 speed class underway. One of the Longines ranking point classes this weekend. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. There's some real speed merchants in this class. Those that have got some very, very good recent form. That's the Helsinki wall. Good shot of that as the flags representing the 19 nations file by in front of the crowds here at the stadium in Helsinki. Helsinki that have not had a show since 2019. Some of the other Longines venues throughout Europe were able to get a show in between 2019 and now, but not Helsinki. Helsinki, it's 3 years since they have hosted such important equestrian competitions. The official opening of the 2022 Helsinki International Horse Show. A welcome given to the spectators and all the nations. 6 representing Finland, 4 for Great Britain, 3 for Norway, Germany, Sweden, Belgium and France, 2 each for the Netherlands, Switzerland, Brazil, Denmark, Ireland and Estonia, and then sole representatives for Austria, Spain, Monaco, Italy, Japan and the United States. That's the 19 nations. That's the 43 athletes, and that's the battlefield where this 145 speed class will commence in a few moments' time. Very knowledgeable crowd in Finland. Huge following of equestrian sport in Finland. They might not be one of the nations that are up there, the likes of Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, Netherlands, Great Britain. But they've got 6 live chances in this 1 meter 45 speed class this afternoon. Unfortunately, my finish doesn't. In fact, my finish is non-existent, is the truth. I was going to say it doesn't extend to understand what they're saying here with these presentations, but actually it is non-existent. So apologies for that. Pretty packed crowd. Delighted to have the Helsinki International Horse Show back on home soil. The course designer, as I mentioned, Gwilyn George, he's assisted by Johanna Mikkola from Finland and their team. And we'll soon see how the course unfolds. 12 obstacles, 14 jumping efforts, and they will serpentine up and down the Helsinki arena over the 14 jumping efforts that they make.
Yes, how is it possible? And you know what I mean? I actually don't know. For me, it's also to wake up every morning and I ask myself, was it a dream, or is it a dream, or is it the truth? But truly I'm here, and I'm happy for that.
And just to give you some timings, if you're following the Longines Jumping FEI World Cup Series, leg 2 of the 14 2022-23 legs will be on Sunday at local time in Oslo, starting at 1400 hours, or we'll just go live just before 1400 hours, so 1300 hours in Central European time.
So you come back year after year to Helsinki. What makes you come? I know it's not the prize money because we are not the highest. What is it?
As I told you when we moved the course to on the edition side list, it's when you have to cancel it because I couldn't come. But I love, I think World Cup is the best of our sport, best series. We have elite experience sport, and to come here for me every year, it's a big pleasure. I have also mentioned that
All the international riders,
we can run an outdoor show in 5 years.
so many of them welcome the Scandinavian shows at the beginning of the Longines World Cup season.
More people can come already for Sunday, but yeah, we have every year great sport here, and I'm sure that it will continue this year as well.
I wish you a lot of good luck. And last but not least, Anna-Julia Kontio, welcome back.
Well, just about to be interviewed as the leading rider for Finland.
Ja milloin huippuuden viimeksi kilpailemassa ja mitä odotuksia sulla on tälle viikonlopulle?
Anna-Julia Kontio. She's riding JJ van der Middelhoven today, the horse on which she jumped in the World Cup last Sunday in Oslo.
Let's give a big applause to our top riders. Thank you very much for coming. Good luck!
I think there was Kevin Stout who was interviewed just before
International also. Tervetuloa
Anna-Julia.
Miikka.
Kevin Stout will be last in to the arena. The world number 10 of the 43 entries. As we get the international classes underway at the Helsinki International Horse Show. 19 flags, 19 nations file out of the arena, ready for the electricity to really be pumped up in the arena here at Helsinki. The footing looks perfect. So we wait for the first of the 43 competitors to come in to the arena. That will be Victoria Gullikson, a 14-year-old Hanoverian-bred gelding. That's the last fence, just in front of us at the bottom of the screen, the orange and white poles. We'll be coming off from the yellow and blue oxer, where the three members of the arena team are standing. Just a few moments away.
So we are ready to begin Pohjola International against the clock, and welcome into the arena the first rider, Osman Maailmankupin osakilpailun kakkonen, ladies and gentlemen, Victoria Gulliksen, riding best boy from Norway.
Yeah. A great start for Victoria Gulliksen. A rattle, but it's clear. 58.51. That's the not a great place to welcome to go first in a speed class like this, but the important thing is the Victoria Gulliksen is clear, and she stops the clock in 58.51. Now we go to Germany. Jan Frederick Meyer-Zimmermann riding the 13-year-old gelding Budner's Minimax. End of orders. They won a 160 Grand Prix in Münster, Germany. Recently represented Germany in the Nations Cup final in Barcelona in September. 5 strides down to that oxer. Hop, skip and a jump. .83, it's clear, but into second place goes Jan Fredrik Maarsummerman for Germany, the world number 90, into second, 61.83.
Starter number 3, next to go. Angelica Sanatelli, meantime the star from Sweden.
139th in the world rankings for Sweden. Angelica Augustin Zanatelli, riding Nintendo Star. Having a look at the Wall Nintendo Star, who's got some great record over 1m45 tracks. Nearly 50% clears around this level. Six strides down to number 2, in and out. 145, the fence coming out of the double. Switch back to the one for another one at maximum height, 1m40. Tight turn into the wall. Second double, clear, still clear for Angelica Augustin Zanatelli. She's going to have to go some 57.73 into the lead. Nintendo Star with Angelica Augustin Zanatelli for Sweden. Bart Lips for the Netherlands on Hurricane DD. 10-year-old Dutch-bred gelding, the horse on which he jumped in the World Cup in Oslo. Had just one fence down in the World Cup, finished in 21st place. Also been competing in some of the Nations Cups for the Netherlands, particularly in Budapest. They were 4th in July. Good turn. Just a 10-year-old Hurricane DD, so not pressing all the buttons. A very nice clear, 71.91, not particularly fast, but just a 10-year-old, so a clear for Bart Lips and Hurricane DD, and they will go into 4th place. Currently 29th in the Longines World Rankings for Switzerland, Steve Gerda. Dynamax de Belém, 9-year-old mare. Another one that shouldn't find the height any great challenge. Jumped to double clear in a Grand Prix in Brussels at the end of August. Quite a short two inside that first of the two doubles. And a switch back to the last. And another clear, 67.06. Will put Steve Gerdat for Switzerland into fourth place. World ranked rider number 7, Marlon Modolo Zanatelli for Brazil, riding the 11-year-old stallion, Belgian bred, Grand Slam VDL. Four weeks ago in New York, 2 top 4 finishes, and now here in Helsinki at the International Horse Show, the first of the major international classes this weekend, this speed class. Kiam George, course designer. That was a very good turn back into the wall. Modolo Zanatelli definitely chasing the clock. Nippy through the double. 57.73. Mrs. Zanatelli is in the lead, but she's not now. And Marlon Modolo Zanatelli, he stops the clock at 56.57, nudging Angelica, his wife, into second place. So 56.57, that is the new time to beat, set by Brazilian Marlon Modolo Zanatelli, Grand Slam VDL. Victoria Gullickson currently in third place with Best Boy, 58.51. And now her partner, Jordi van Masnova, for Belgium with Equine America, Vediamo Z. He just had a couple of frustrating fences down a week ago in Oslo. Been jumping regularly at 5-star shows in Europe over the last few months. And actually Victoria Gullickson rode Verdiamo at the Dublin Horse Show in August. 56.57. It's not going to get to that time. A very nice round for the 10-year-old Equine America Berdiamo Z by Jordi van Massenhoven for Belgium. 71.12 that time. Puts them into 6th place. Now one of the 4 representing Great Britain, Lily Atwood, riding Caribou Horta, 12-year-old gelding, Belgian bred. Now they were 3rd in a 150 speed class last Friday. 20-year-old Lily Atwood did brilliantly in the World Cup and just had that last fence down not to make the jump off. This is looking very, very quick for Lily Atwood for Great Britain. .56.57. That is the clock current fastest time. Two to go. Oxa out of the way. She's not going to make it, but she's just going to be outside. 60.06 into 4th place goes Lily Atwood, 60.06, and that looked very quick indeed. It just shows you that Marlon Medella Zanatelli's time of 56.57, and there is the caption, if you can see that, the graphic showing that Medella Zanatelli's in the lead on 56.57. Mrs. Zanatelli in 2nd with 57.73. Victoria Gullickson in 3rd, 58.51, and Lily Atwood has gone into 4th place with Caribou Horta with 60.06. Now for Denmark, Thomas Vellen with Bolero de Beaufort, the horse on which he took to the World Championship, jumped it in the 2-phase class and did very well there in Herning, on home soil of course. Four faults on the ball. That's the first faults that we've had from the first 9 competitors. .71.35 with 4 faults. Into 9th place goes Thomas Vellen with Bolero de Beaufort.
Starter number 10 is next to go. Oslo Mamakubin Kolmas. Owen McMahon riding Happy Time from Ireland.
For Ireland, riding for the Ludger Beerbun stable from Riesenbeck in Germany, Owen McMahon with the 10-year-old gelding Happy Time. And indeed, they had a happy time last week in Oslo. He rode Chakra in the Longines World Cup and finished 3rd. Oxer 145 by 150. This upright, maximum at 145. And that's gone, that front part of the Oxer. That's 145 by 150 also. And over the last, got that far, that Oxer down, so full faults time 66.48. Into 9th place goes Owen McMahon. Happy time for Ireland.
Next one to start, seuraavana vuorossa moninkertainen ammattifinaaliratsastajia. We welcome Olivier Robert, while Van-Gogh Dumas-Garnier from France.
Ten competitors gone. Current leader, Marlon Modolo Zanatelli, 56.57 his time with Grand Slam VDL. First of 3 competitors representing France, Olivier Robert with Van-Gogh Dumas-Garnier. Van-Gogh, 13-year-old Self-Francis stallion. Just missed out in the 1m55 Table A class in Oslo, finished second. That was an excellent turn. Close to the wall. I think it rubbed it, but the brick's still there. Ten seconds to get home. Just the last, 56.57. It's going to be very close indeed. He jumps in, he stops the clock. 56.25. We have a new leader. The lead, the baton goes to France after 11 of the 43 competitors. Olivier Robert, 56.25. New leader with Van-Gogh Dumas-Garnier.
Next one to start, starter number 12. Zijn er net van Walkersa, sijoittunut kakkosexi, Johan Sebastian Gulliksen, riding Kiel America, it's me the soul.
Second of what will be 3 members of the Gulliksen family in this speed class here in Helsinki. Johan Sebastian Gulliksen with Equine America's It's Me de Sol. Is Me de Sol just an 8-year-old, the only 8-year-old in the class. But Johan Sebastian already in the money in this arena, second in the 2 phase this morning. They jumped extremely well in the Dublin horse show in August. Well, he's pushing all the buttons on this 8-year-old, and it's working. $56.25. We have just had that new leader from Olivier Robert. This is going to be very close. He cuts in very sharp to the last. Oh, and he pays the penalty. The last comes down 58.51 with the 4 fault. But what a lovely 8-year-old Johann Sebastian Gulliksen, 4 faults, 58.51 with Equine America, It's Me, De Seul. .21-year-old Hans Aumann for Germany with the 15-year-old stallion Nerado. Hans Aumann finished one ahead of Johann Sebastian Gulliksen in the 2 phase earlier today, this morning, and that was in the number 1 spot on Diara. Won a Table A class, 145, jumped a double clear of Hooten in Netherlands in August. Hannes Aumann for Germany. No relation to Christian Aumann. .25, that's already gone. It is clear, it's 60.94, and into 6th place goes Hannes Aumann and Nerado for Germany. Well, what a treat for the crowds here. Many will be a member of the fan club of Flip's Little Sparrow. Stephanie Holman with the 16-year-old mare, Flip's Little Sparrow. And just between the two of these two riding together, won the best part of 350,000 euros. A fairy tale partnership. Last time out, they were in Barcelona at the big Longines Nations Cup weekend. Team finished 2nd in the Challenge Cup. Much appreciation shown by the crowds here in Helsinki. 67.92 into 9th place goes Stephanie Holman and Flip's Little Sparrow. What I was saying, appreciation of seeing this wonderful mare. Flip's Little Sparrow is 16 years old, popping round a 1m45 class. Fabulous to see. Now we go to Belgium. Gilles Thomas riding Vromus Van Beek, Zangazada bred 10-year-old stallion. One of the hot properties of young stars coming out of Belgium in the sport of jumping, Gilles Thomas. rode in his first senior championships in August at that Nations Cup final in Barcelona, where the team took the Longines timepieces on top of the podium to win. And that's the first time you've actually seen a horse stop, but again, this is still a comparatively young horse, Faramis van Beek Z. Just 10. No, I understand your dad. Time allowed 72 seconds, so picks up some time penalties, 81.58. The time, 18 penalties for Gilles Thomas and the up-and-coming Faramis van Beek, Zangazida bred 10-year-old stallion. Now for Finland, Janne Jensen, riding the 10-year-old Dutch-bred gelding Hamont by Durant. 3 weeks ago they won the two-star 1 meter 50 class at Tallinn in Estonia. And the day before that they were third. The same show in the 1 meter 45. So come here in great form. Representing our hosts at the Helsinki International Horse Show. First time it's been held since 2019. And naturally, very quick gelding, but wants to get on with it. As long as it lifts its feet up when it gets there. And that was a rattle, but it's still clear. Gone quite wide to the wall. And flies the last. It's clear in 66.76. Into 8th place goes Janne Jensen with Hamont for Finland. Olivier Robert in front still, 56.25 for France with Bangkok Dumas Garnier. One of the favourites for this class this afternoon. For Great Britain, Jack Whittaker with the 12-year-old Hanoverian bred Slentha. What a weekend this combination had at Oslo. They won the speed class, the 150 speed class. They won the 155 Table A in flying form. One of the favourites this afternoon here for this 1 meter 45 speed class at the Helsinki International Horse Show. Very good turn into that 1 meter 45 upright. Spot on at the Oxa. Goes inside to the wall, which is exactly what you need to do to get below 60 seconds and to threaten the leaders. Oh, it's gone. Just went left-handed over the fast part of that double, then had to go right-handed to come out. But it's a very, very quick time. But it's got the 4 faults, but 54.80 into 13th place. Current leader, clear 56.25. Olivier Robert, Van Gogh, Dumas, Garnier for France. Sole representative for Austria, Katharina Rumberg with Bo SB. Katharina Rumberg with Boa was third behind Jack Whittaker in that 155 class in Oslo. Due to ride the 10-year-old Kuma in the World Cup on Sunday. Ten seconds to get home. Nicely through the double. Penultimate fence comes down, so it stops the clock in 61.32 with 4 faults on the board. Into 15th place goes Katharina Rumberg, Boa SB for Austria. Now for Spain. Manuel Fernandez Sarro with Hollanda VDL. Recently taken the ride on Hollanda VDL, Manuel. Formerly ridden by Icon Sato up until the beginning or the middle of this year. Icon Sato for Japan will be coming in later in this class. Well, he hasn't hung about, but he's several seconds outside that 56.25, 61.37 into 7th place goes Manuel Fernandez Sarro for Spain with Hollanda VDL. For Finland, Jasmin Seppala with the 16-year-old Holstein stallion, captain by Contendro. Fairly new partnership. They were 4th together in Samarin and speed class in May. really the turn into the wall, which is the main place where you can get seconds by going inside that other fence. Other than that, it's being naturally fast, which is going to help you get to this sub 60 second position. 60 seconds would get you into 5th place. And there's a nice clear though for Jasmine Supala, the captain, in front of her home crowd. She's got clear 4 fences, 4 penalties. I missed that. 66.84 with 4 faults into 18th place. Youngest athlete in the competition, 19 years old, Inigo Lopez de la Oso Franco. Riding for Monaco and riding Chattasina. 12-year-old by Chaco Blue. In this combination, one of the 39 partnerships entered for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup qualifier on Sunday. Indigo used to ride for Spain, just recently switched nationalities to Monaco. Second part of that second double down. .09.05 with the 4 penalties into 19th place goes Inigo Lopez de la Oso Franco for Monaco with Chatino. And we stay with another young rider, 22-year-old Lars Kirsten for the Netherlands, with a wonderful 13-year-old gelding, Emerton. Emerton is formerly ridden by some of the great riders in the world, Steve Gerdat, Kent Farrington, and what a super job this young man did with Emerton last weekend in the World Cup, finished in 4th place. World Cup track, of course, 1.60 m, and maybe even above 163 some of the fences were last weekend. So Lars Kirsten using this as a nice warm-up for the weekend. 1.45 this track. Lovely clear, 68.05. He wasn't pushing the buttons. He's going to wait to Sunday to do that. But into 12th place goes Lars Kirsten and Emerton for the Netherlands. 13 points in 4th place they were last Sunday at the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup in Oslo. We're just going to have a few minutes break because we've had 22 of the 43 competitors coming forward to this, the Helsinki International Horse Show's 1.45 m international speed class. Current leader Olivia Robert, 56.25. Marla Medulla Zanatelli, 56.57 in second currently. Angelica Augustsson Zanatelli in third place, 57.73 I should say. Looking further down, we've got sixth Hannes Alman, 60.94 clear. Stephanie Holman, Phillips Little Sparrow in 11th at the moment. Last Kirsten with Justin in the ring in 12th place. Looking further down the field then, 71.91 the time of Bart Lips Hurricane DD. That's the fastest of the clears that we've had so far. Very quick round from Jack Whitaker, 54.8, but he had the one fence down on the very successful Slent here over the last few days. Well, they'll just take a quick break. The arena will be raked, and we'll be right back for the second half of the 1 meter 45 speed class here at the Helsinki International Horse Show. Bear with us for a few moments. Welcome back to the Helsinki International Horse Show, as we just watch whilst the final few details of arena maintenance take place before we come in to the second half of the 1m45 speed class on the Friday afternoon of this 4-day show. Current leader for France, Olivier Robert, with Van Gogh du Masgarnier, 56.25. In second place, Malamadolo Zanatelli, Grand Slam VDL, 56.57. In third place currently, Nintendo Scar, ridden by Angelika Rogodson Zanatelli, 57.73. Victoria Gullikson with Best Boy in fourth, 58.51. And now, another super treat for the crowds here in Helsinki. The partnership of athletes that were victorious in the first leg of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup qualifier last weekend in Oslo for Switzerland, Brian Bullstiger with Dubai Dubois Ponche. The second time that Brian Bullstiger had won the World Cup in Oslo. Won it back in 2019. Picked up the 20 points last weekend. And we are expecting to see that winning combination, this winning combination, in the second leg here in Helsinki on Sunday. Constantly in the top 10 in the last few months, and that means he won't be in the top 10 of this 1m45 class, possibly not even perhaps respecting the obstacles as much as he might, so used to jumping 1m60 and above. But a good warm-up for Sunday. So many good horses that Brian Bullstiger can call upon, and that puts him into 18th place with that fence down, 64.91. But their focus will be the Longines World Cup on Sunday, that's for sure. Second of the two riders for Brazil. The first of those two, Malamadolo Zanatelli, in second place at the moment. Now the turn of Eduardo Pereira de Menezes with H Big Action. Combination that have between them won over 100,000 euros. Guillaume George, course designer, assisted by Johanna Mikola from Finland and the rest of their team. Well, this is looking quite quick, but it's 56.25. He's not going to make that, but he might be in the top 3 or 4. He stops the clock below 60 seconds, 59.08. And into 5th place goes Eduardo Pereira de Menezes with H5, Big Action. Live Robert still in front, 56.25. Matteo Zanatelli, 56.57 second. Angelica Zanatelli, 57.73. That's the top 3 at the moment. Julien Anquetin for France with the 9-year-old Zangazida bred gelding Z Ice Cube. 4 weeks ago, 5th in a 155. This is a 145 class and a 155 speed class at Gromaude in France. Well, with the 4 faults on the board, not putting the pressure on. And that's 8. And no problems at the last, 69.19. 8 faults into 24th place goes Julien Anquetin and Z Ice Cube. For Norway, Geir Gulliksen, Jimmy Gulliksen, riding Equine America Grandino H. We jump it well at Oslo. Then he retired actually in the World Cup with Grandino. .39 have come forward for the World Cup, and Jimmy is Gulliksen, one of those. He's not hanging about here either. So it's gone. That was a very quick time, 56.25 set by Olivier Robert. As Geir Gulliksen stops the clock, 63.09 into 19th place with the 4 faults. But I'm sure we'll be seeing Jimmy Gulliksen and Grandino in the World Cup on Sunday. And I'm sure the same can be said for this, the next partnership in the arena here in Helsinki for Germany. Gerrit Nieberg with the 11-year-old Westphalian-bred gelding Ben. Sylvain, by Sylvain. Well, the 1 meter 45 shouldn't be a problem. Incredible statistics that in 12 competitions, 1 meter 60 competitions this year, nearly 50% clear rounds, 47% clear rounds. Three top 10 finishes at Spruce Meadows, Calgary, just over a month ago. Oh, just thinking he came off that bend quite tight to that second double. .63 with the 4 penalties into 19th place goes Gerrit Nyberg and Ben for Germany. For Finland, Maiju Malat with a 9-year-old Quasar L. The third of 6 riders representing Finland in this speed class. Having a sort of a familiarisation at the wall, perfectly entitled to do that. It'll be interesting to see what they do when they get to the wall, because Maiju Malat would clearly wanted Quasar to have a good look. Perfect. Oh, and again, first part of that second double down. Rattles the last, but it stays there. 66.07 with the 4 faults into 22nd place goes Maiju Malat and Quasar L for Finland. For Great Britain, Donald Whittaker with the 11-year-old mare Little Kira H. He had a great spin round in the World Cup last Sunday, clear, finished in 11th place. Had a couple down in the jump off, but got into the jump off. That was on the maiden write us off. Right, now a man who clearly means business. 56.25. That's what he's chasing, Donald Whittaker, for Great Britain. Olivier Robert's time. Good turn into the wall. Spot on at the double. 10 seconds to get home. He's going to have to go some. Comes to the last. A great turn. It was a very, very tight turn, but it wasn't so great. That fence just... He actually hit it several centimetres below the height, but what a great crack. 54.85 with 4 faults. Donald Whittaker. That puts him into 17th place. So only 2 riders have actually broken the 55-second mark around this course. Donald Whittaker and cousin Jack Whittaker, they both had 1 fence down, so they're not in the shake-up, but they've certainly been very quick indeed, as was this man last weekend for Italy, and what a fantastic time they had in Oslo. Francesco Turchiaroli with Happiness into the jump-off last weekend in the World Cup. Absolutely delighted to be so. I think it was. I think I gave the wrong information out for Donald Whittaker. Obviously, it was Francesco who was 11th in the World Cup. Owen Maiden write us off, reading the wrong notes, and he was absolutely cock-a-hoot. (63, 64.02). 1 fence down, into 22nd place goes Francesco Turchiarello for Italy with Happiness. Now for Sweden, Jens Fredriksson with Dierado's Rose Elith. 9-year-old Swedish warm blood mare. Won a progressive heights class in Calgary 6 weeks ago. Still clear, Jens Fredriksson, but he won't make that current leading time, 56.25, and stays clear. Good round with 62.43 off the pace. Into 10th place goes Jens Fredriksson, Dierado's Rose Elith for Sweden. For Finland, Nora Pentti riding Konkea. got to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup final this year back in April in Leipzig, finished individually 22nd place. Of course, the World Cup is an individual competition, no teams. I'm expecting them to start their World Cup campaign on Sunday. Keeping the pace up. Not going to get the winning time, but might break that 60 seconds. And 60.81, so a very popular round for the home crowd here, as Nora Penty goes into 7th place on 60.81 with the 12-year-old mare Concea. Current leader still Olivia Robert for France, 56.25. Then a Zanatelli or two. One in second on 56.57, and in third place Angelica on 57.73. 21-year-old Margaret Aikina for Finland. For Estonia. Margaret Aikina for Estonia with Luigi van de Kornlisova. And what a partnership these two have been. They've been through juniors, young riders, and now jumping in senior classes. Represented Estonia in juniors in 2019. The European Championships for young riders earlier this year in RE.LIVE, and now jumping at the Helsinki International Horse Show in the senior classes. Oh, that was a late fall. Very light rub on the back pole of the Oxa. And pops over the last. 64.21 with the 4 penalties into 21st place goes Margaret Aikina for Estonia with Luigi van de Kornlisova. What a partnership they have been together. And another great partnership now coming in to the arena here in Helsinki. 6 years this combination of athletes have been jumping at the top level. Emil Hallenbeek with a 15-year-old gelding, Chalisco. Young rider team bronze, the European Championships 2018. 4 years later, jumping at the World Championships at Herning a few weeks ago. Fabulous record over the last 5 years. 43% of clears at 1.60 m. Expecting to see these two in the World Cup on Sunday. Well, not a quick round, but a very nice round to watch indeed. 69.5 the time, into 16th place goes Emil Hallenberg with that clear with Chilisko. For Ireland, Thomas Rahn with the 9-year-old Oldenburg stallion Springfield, by Staccato Gold. Represented Ireland a couple of times. Nations Cup, Warsaw, Poland. They finished second, and Deauville in France a couple of months before that, when the team finished fourth. Had just one fence down in the first round of the World Cup last Sunday. .25, Olivier Robert for France. That's the time to beat. That's the current leader. A nice clear. 70.45. Thomas Rahn with Springfield for Ireland into 17th place. Double Olympian for Japan, Aiken Sato with Calcento. Japanese Equestrian Federation, the racing authority that own some of the horses that the Japanese team jump. Calcento, the 14-year-old gelding, and recently ridden by teammate Koki Sato at the World Championships in Herning. And these two were together in Oslo, had 2 top 10 finishes there. Now he's going to have to chase. Nicely clear so far. 56.25. He's not going to make it. It's been a good round. Oh, well, that has blown it. Penultimate fence down, so 63.87 plus the 4 faults puts them into 26th place for Aiken Sato and Calcento for Japan.
Next to ride, horse starting number 37, Kuzu, ridden by Anina Muslim Sorry Fiddler.
For Finland, regularly competing at 1m45 classes across Europe, Anina Nordström with the 12-year-old Dutch-bred gelding Fazhu. Well, so far a very, very nice round of clean jumping. Won't make the time. And pops over the last. So a very popular clear as Anina Nordstrom goes in 12th place with that clear of 65.96 with Fasu. Six more to jump in this 1m45 rankings class at the Helsinki International Horse Show. Sole representative for the United States, Alessandra Volpi, with the 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare, Heyaloma N. Alessandra, or Alex as she's known, 22 years old, lives in Woodside, California, but decided to get a bit of a cooler weather experience by spending the last few weeks in Scandinavia, Oslo last week. They were in the money, these two, in the 1m55 Table A class last weekend. Jumps in the North American League of the World Cup Jumping Series. So on 8 faults. Oh, and a stop at the last. So Alex Volpi jumps the last. 77.9 with the 18 faults, a couple down, and that stop with the 10-year-old Heyaloma N. Now a young man from Belgium, 21-year-old Thibaut Spitz with Juragold Bomb. Now, 2 months ago, they were blisteringly quick in a 1m45 class, speed class in Brussels, which they won. And they've had very good results all year, these two together at this level. Individual and team gold medalists through young rider years and indeed junior years as well. One of the young hopes for Belgium. Good shot of the double, but he's going to keep the pressure up. He's not going to make that winning time of below 56.25, but look at that turn into the last. It's 59.14. And into 6th place goes 21-year-old Thibaut Spitz for Belgium. Juragold Bomb. Well, there's one thing for sure. Great Britain have been very, very quick in this class. Jack and Donald Whittaker, but they both had a fence down. The quickest rounds, but one down. What can Robert Whittaker do for Great Britain with Evert? Third this morning in the two phase. Victorious in the World Cup. Victorious here in the World Cup back in 2019 with Catwalk. He's just taken his time a bit round that corner to the wall, which is going to mean it's going to be very difficult to trouble Olivier Robert's time of 56.25. In fact, he won't trouble it, but if he stays clear, he could be in the top 10. He is indeed clear at 66.23 for Robert Whittaker, puts him into 14th place with Evert for Great Britain. 3 to go. The highest ranked Finnish rider here at the Helsinki International Horse Show, Anna-Julia Kontio, with her World Cup horse JJ van der Muttelhoeve. And JJ looking extremely well indeed. Had a very frustrating one fence down in the first round of the World Cup last weekend. Due to be lined up here on Sunday. Still clear, 56.25. That's a big turn to get straight for that double that has caused a few problems, but it does add the seconds on the time, and that's going to stop her getting that close to that current leader's time, 56.25. Olivier Robert over the last clear, a nice clear from Anna-Julia Kontio for the home crowd in Helsinki, into 13th place, 64.71 the time, with JJ van der Muttelhoeve, and we're sure to be seeing this combination on Sunday in the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup, the second of the 14 legs here at Helsinki this weekend. Now rider number 2, second of the two riders for Estonia, Paul Ricard Argus, with the 10-year-old mare JZB. This track 1m45, JZB, and Paul Ricard Argus been very successful over tracks bigger than this, 150 tracks this year. Not actually entered into the World Cup on Sunday. Seconds It's fairly quick, but he's going to have to not take it too wide down to this double, which he hasn't. He's come in quite tight. Perfectly judged. Now the last, there's a rub, but it stays there. It's going to be very close. It's 56. It stops the clock in 58.36. 58.36 into fourth place goes Paul Ricard and JZB for Estonia. That was a fabulous round. Currently to 56.25. Olivier Robert for France with Van Gogh Dumas Garnier. One left to jump. And wow, former world number one, former Olympic gold medalist, many other accolades to his name, and being last to go in a jump off, this man revels in it. The world number 10, Kevin Stout, Havana Barlier, Gran Moustier, ZD. Just recently took over the ride in July from Alexis Levreux, fellow countryman. And of course, fellow countryman Olivier Robert is in front, and he knows that any competition is not over until Kevin Stout has completed the course, and that was a very good turn. The pressure is now really being put on this 56.25. Cuts in as much as he dares into the wall. Gets away with a very good tight turn into the final double. Now he's going to have to really go. The clock is ticking. He jumps the last. It's 56.84. Into third place goes Kevin Stout, Havana Barlier, Gran Moustier. That was a superb last round. What a great spectacle for the crowds in Helsinki as Kevin Stout goes into third place with that 10-year-old mare, Zanga Zeidelbred, Havana Barlier, Gran Moustier. So the winner of the 1m45 speed class in Helsinki, Olivier Robert with Van Gogh Dumas Garnier for France, 56.25. In second place for Brazil, Marla Madola Zanatelli, 56.57. Kevin Stout, as we've just seen, France in first and third, 56.84. Angelica Augustin Zanatelli, 50.73 in fourth. Paul Ricard Argos in fifth for Estonia. Victoria Gulliksen, another competition in the money for the top Norwegian lady, with Best Boy in sixth place. In seventh, Eduardo Pereira de Menezes with H5 Big Action. In eighth place, Thibaut Spitz with Giraud Bombs for Belgium. Lily Atwood in ninth for Great Britain with Caribou Horto. And in 10th place, Nora Ponti for Finland with Konkea. That is the top 10 in the Helsinki International 1m45 one-round speed class. A great warm-up to a superb weekend of competition at the Helsinki Stadium, and the culmination of the great weekend of sport will be the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Leg 2 qualifier on Sunday. That will be live at 2 o'clock of 1400 hours Helsinki time, so 1300 hours for the Central Europe time. It's the leg 2, it's big, and it's going to be very, very exciting. From me, Phil Ghazala, is good night from the wonderful stadium in Helsinki. We'll be with you on Sunday with the Longines FEI World Cup qualifier. Bye-bye.
the national anthem comes on assuming national hymn. Ja, haluan muistaa grooming behind every great success. There's a very important person, and that is the groom, Alexander van Scheek. Ansaitsee suuret suosionosoitukset. Second, toinen. Grand Slam DDL ridden by Marco Bonolo Sanatelli from Brazil. Third, Thomas Havanabania Grandustier Septe, Kevin Stock from France. And fourth, Nintendo Star ridden by Angelica Augustsson Sanatelli, Sweden. Our warmest congratulations to the winner and all placed riders. We invite you to do the lap of honor. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Olivier Robert, Marco Sanatelli. Ja,